Joining me today is Chris Handley, Artistic Director of the Alleyway Theatre in Buffalo, New York. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Tom, I'm happy to be here anytime.
Chris, currently there is a show at the Alleyway called Kragtar, and specifically Kragtar, the American Monster Musical. Chris, can you explain to our listeners just what on earth this show is about?
It's a great question. It's at its heart, I think that Kragtar is this sort of left-leaning, queer-friendly political satire about what would happen if the country were in the middle of a government shutdown and some sort of Godzilla creature came to attack America. Would anybody care? And we find out that no, the Congress doesn't care. And so we follow our two heroes who have to save America and battle the monster together and sort of reunite and rekindle their love.
Now, okay, in this musical, and it is a musical, you will see, in fact, a monster. And I might suggest that there's actually more than one monster in this show. But it should also be noted that the show does touch upon, and you alluded to it a little earlier, it touches upon, and not delicately, politics, LGBTQ issues, gender issues, that kind of thing. Full disclosure, I have in fact seen Kragtar. And I just wanted to mention to our listening audiences, and maybe you have something to mention about this as well. Even though this is a monster musical, this is absolutely not a kids show, correct?
That's very correct. Yes, this is for adult monsters only. It's it's exciting that we can sort of explore that and see what the audiences are really responding to it in a great way, but it definitely pushes some boundaries. So if you like that, if you're into getting your boundaries pushed, this is definitely the show for you, but leave the kids at home.
There's moments of vaudeville. There's a lot of Star Wars references in this.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's the guys who wrote it, Kyle Wilson and Sam French, were talking about how, because we're working on the premiere of this, so they were in to work on it. And the first act sort of deals a lot with this HBO realm and lots of HBO sort of references. And then the second act deals with these Star Wars references. And they were trying to figure out, like, this is so weird, it doesn't make sense. How do we combine it? So they've tried to make that work together. But we definitely have a Chewbacca ballet that happens that, where else in town are you going to see a Chewbacca ballet?
That's a very good point, and it brings me to my next question. So Alleyway is known for taking risks with new and original programming, which is wonderful. It's one of the only real original production houses that is in the area. Was there ever any thought that things might get a little too weird when selecting shows like this?
For me, we talk about this all the time. And I think that the inherent risk / excitement of doing a new play sort of balances out the risk of doing a play that's boundary pushing, because people aren't coming for the name anyway. They're coming for the idea that we're doing something brand new.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a lot of leeway, I think, with the topics that we cover. And I think that we can do things that nobody else in town is doing, and do it in a way that I don't know, that gets people thinking about things maybe that they normally wouldn't, or is seeing something that they normally wouldn't in a conventional play, I guess. Is that an okay answer?
Yeah. That's a real answer, and I appreciate that. Now, with that in mind, we're currently right now it's Sunday, and we're in the middle of the run of the show. But the show has gotten to be popular enough that you've actually extended the run. When does it run until?
We are playing through May 20th. So we've got shows on this coming weekend and the next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I guess that's 6 more performances.
Very good. Well, where can people go for more information?
Alleyway.com. You can visit us anytime. You buy your tickets there and see some photos of the show and learn all the things you want to know.
That's Kragtar, the American Monster Musical at the Alleyway Theatre in Buffalo, New York. Chris J. Handley, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. So glad to be a part of it.